My name is Jim, and my child, her name is Jordan. The Chinese name is Jia In, basically means good news.
Welcome to Still a Part of Us, a podcast where moms and dads share the story of their child who was stillborn or who died in infancy. I'm Lee Red, and on this episode, Jim is telling the story of his daughter Jordan, who was born full term but died after one day due to a cardiac defect that was missed on ultrasounds. As a word of caution to our listeners, this story contains emotional triggers of stillbirth and infant loss. Please keep yourself emotionally and mentally healthy and seek help if needed. Also be aware that these birth stories may differ from his or her partners, as these accounts are told from their own perspective through the lens of trauma, heartache, and the passage of time. Please respect our moms and dads who are brave and gracious to share their children with us.
So she was born November 29th, 2019. It was a Friday, a Black Friday, actually, the day after Thanksgiving. So the day before she was born, Thursday, me and my wife and the other two daughters, we went for a hike. We didn't expect that. It turned out kind of intense hike for little kids and a pregnant mom. So we had a good time, good exercise, and we got home, fell asleep, and then before before I fell asleep, my wife told me, she said she has a feeling might be today. And then I thought, okay, if it's today, okay. And I fell asleep. My wife Jen, she woke me up. She is having pain, so I know that it's coming because due to the past experience, the other two pregnancy, especially delivery, went pretty fast. So I woke up, tried to calm her down. At the meantime, trying to get everything ready to go to the hospital, put some clothes on, and call Jen's mom, my mother-in-law, to come over to watch the other two daughters. They are still little, 4 and 2 at the time. So my mother-in-law is about 20 minutes away from my house. So we got everything ready, waiting for my mother-in-law to take care of my daughters. And then in the hospital is about 15 minutes away. So not too bad. So my mother-in-law arrives. We just say, hey, we need to go. Immediately we ran out, got into the minivan at that time, the vehicle we had, and I drove. It was a rainy day, very unusual for Phoenix, Arizona area. Doesn't rain too much. And it's about midnight, Friday, November 29th. So I drove very carefully because it was dark, rainy. My wife said, speed up, speed up. So I tried my best to, get her safely to the hospital. So we found the emergency room. Actually, it's a deliver area for the pregnant mother. I dropped her off, let her go in first, and I parked the van. She went into the check-in, and I came after her. So the register lady asked a bunch of questions, but I'm try to tell her that we have to go fast. And then, yeah, we finally, Jane was already sent to the one of the room. I came after, and a nurse came in to check her how the dilation, how many centimeter, and the nurse told us 6 centimeter, which is I think you need to wait until close to 10 to to deliver.
Yeah.
And my wife say, no way, it's 6, because I'm having too much pain. So the nurse took her blood pressure, got a thing on the finger. The nurse came back in. My wife Jane told the nurse, no, it's about to happen. The nurse finally took us to another room to deliver. So basically, my wife, she didn't have even have not have time to put the gown. So we just covered her with a blanket and roll her down to the other room.
Now, how long was this probably from when you arrived at the hospital to when they took her back to the delivery room? 10 minutes? 20 minutes?
Oh,
2
I
minutes?
would say I would say about 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So everything went so
Happening,
fast.
happening so fast.
Yeah, and and I believe the nurse. They didn't believe that that's the truth. So they didn't took that seriously. But that happened. Went to the another room. I tried to get my video camera ready because of the last 2 times for my another 2 daughters, I did not have the chance to do it because everything went too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, I really tried to record it. As I pulled out my camera ready, trying to turn it on, the baby is already out. The head is out. Actually, the one push, the baby was out. And the baby, Jordan, she cried for a couple seconds. And I cut the belly cord. And then the nurse, the nurses, they were trying to clean off the baby. And then just a couple seconds later, Jordan just not crying. She stopped crying. And the nurses tried to tap her from the back, try to make her cry. Use the suction noses, but no, Jordan just stopped crying. So the nurses took over Jordan to another table to keep finish cleaning up Jordan. In the meantime, my wife Jane, the doctor just came over to finish up the sewing. Actually, the doctor is a lady doctor, and her doctor was actually on vacation.
Oh,
So
okay.
this lady doctor just we never seen that doctor before,
She was just
but
there on call.
right, but she was nice. So she came over to finish up sewing Jane, clean her up, everything. At the meantime, in the same room, the other nurses are working on Jordan. So at the meantime, I'm here watching my wife, watching my daughter, and the nurses they call the NICU, someone from the NICU to come down because Jordan is not crying, something unusual.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in that room for a couple minutes, and some nurses from NICU came over and then told us they going to take Jordan to the NICU to do some checkup. So okay, so I went up there. Actually, I don't quite remember. Did it? I probably went up there with Jordan and left
Mm-hmm.
my wife in the room.
Yeah.
So I went up there to the NICU. I remember I went back to the delivery room to get everything ready for Jen so we can go up there together.
Mm-hmm.
So Jen was finished up her shower and everything. We pushed her, another nurse pushed her on a wheelchair. We all went up to the NICU to see Jordan. And the doctor from the NICU told me first. The doctor asked me, "Can you speak English?" and so on. I say, "Yeah, but not too much of those medical terms
Yeah.
because my first language is Mandarin Chinese.
I was going to say medical terms are.
Right,
Everybody has problem with medical terms.
right. So first they used X-ray on Jordan and found out Jordan had enlarged heart.
Oh.
So that caused the breathing problem for Jordan. And and I think I told the doctor, let me bring my wife up here, and then we can discuss the next next step.
Yeah.
So besides X-ray, I think they also did ultrasound, and that didn't look good because from the X-ray you can see Jordan's heart pretty much took over all the space, the upper body.
Oh.
It's not normal, not a normal shape. So doctors say basically the right side of the heart is not working right. They put the machine on Jordan to keep her to breathe. In the meantime, they told us that because that's 1 o'clock in the morning, so the doctors are they're trying to contact other doctors so we can go the further step. So one thing I forgot to mention, Jordan, she had a extra right thumb,
Oh, okay.
like a tiny right thumb. Yeah, so attach it to her thumb. But we thought, no big deal. We can probably
You
we
could have, yeah.
cut it off somehow. And she looked just fine. She looked just identical to my our other two daughters. She looked cute. And it's a midnight, and then we both didn't sleep and basically panicking. What's happening right now? So Jordan stayed in the NICU. We were able to stay there with Jordan as well, and the nurses there very very helpful. I remember when the nurse was told us Jordan. Actually, at that time, my wife had not named the baby yet. I already named her Chinese name, but at that time, my wife had not named Jordan. Anyway, the nurse told her the baby might need surgery, and we will not expect this because during the pregnancy, nothing doctor did not say anything wrong with Jordan. Nothing.
Yeah.
So we did the ultrasound on the baby, but not the other tests, just ultrasound. We didn't want to do the other extra tests like Down syndrome, those kind. We didn't want to do it.
Yeah, the genetic
So
testings and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
So we were expecting a healthy baby, just like our other two baby, but that's obviously not the case. So we stay at NICU, and they put those tubing on Jordan, the breathing tubing, and it's really painful to watch the baby just born, and her. I think we only saw Jordan's eyes open for a few seconds just right after she was born. After that, no, I don't remember seeing Jordan's eye open, and just all kinds of different testing. If you ask me what kinds of testing, I can't tell you because it was just too overwhelming.
And I'm sure it's such a they come at you fast. The hospital staff is probably
Right,
they're talking a million miles, a million words a minute, and it sort of just becomes hazy to try to
right.
remember. And
And the good thing is, Jen, my wife, her delivery went very good, so that didn't cause her too much of the pain.
mm-hmm.
So she was able to be there with us.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife Jane, she's a nurse, so I rely on her. She knows all those medical things, procedures, terms, how to work with doctors, nurses. She knows all that, so I feel comfortable just to let her handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
at that time, we didn't tell anyone yet because everything just went too fast.
Yeah.
As soon as the nurse told us the baby might need surgery, and then they send us down to the another room to rest. I think we contacted Jen's parents, my in-laws, also other two friends from the because we are Jehovah's Witnesses, so
Mm-hmm.
we have friends from the we call it congregation.
Yeah.
So we have friends. We contact the friends over there. So it's part of our belief. We try not to use the blood product. So we contacted the friends from the congregation.
Uh-huh.
I can mention their name is Phil and Krista. They came over to the hospital, and we all cried and everything. And
It's nice to have friends come and be with you and share in your pain. So
right,
that's good that they came.
right. And I remember because of my mother-in-law, she's at my house to watch my daughters. And my father-in-law at that time, I think he had cough, some kind of cough or something. He didn't feel that good at that time,
Yeah.
so they couldn't come at that moment. My wife, she has a good friend. Her name is Ravia. She's a general surgeon. She's a doctor. And the doctor friend Ravia, her father is also a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows all about this field. I mean, what's that called? The word I forgot for the heart,
The
card,
cardiology.
cardiology doctor. Yes. So Rabia, my wife's friend, later came over as well. Basically, she called her father to ask any kind of questions that we have.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have the support. So we thankful. And finally, we heard back from the hospital. They contacted a couple of the other doctors. So another lady doctor came to explain what's going on
Mm-hmm.
and then explain what are the possibilities. And yeah, it's the heart. You know that word, that problem, the medical term I can't remember. Very rare,
Mm-hmm.
very rare. So yes, we can have that procedure done, but usually it's really difficult on that kind of tiny baby,
Oh yeah.
not even one day old.
Yeah.
So later that day, we were in a room with just me and my wife and the other three different doctors. Just to they told us what are the options. So basically, the doctors told us they they can do the procedure, but the baby Jordan has to be stable in order to perform
Oh.
the
And, and
surgery.
okay. When you say stable, are you talking about the breathing and
Right.
like all of her life, like the heart, because the heart's enlarged and it wasn't beating normally, correct?
No.
No. So when you say the baby had to be stable, is it more just like breathing and having the ventilators help Jordan breathe correctly?
Correct.
Okay.
So the situation for Jordan was getting worse,
Yeah.
and the nurses they just had to keep increase the dosage to keep up, help Jordan to breathe.
Mm.
So Jordan was never stable. And then I remember we also asked the doctor, will Jordan, if we perform the surgery, what's the chance of Jordan being a normal human being, because at the meantime we don't want Jordan to suffer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One doctor say they have couple of the cases you can still have the normal life after the procedure, but most of them they're more bigger kids, but not with this tiny baby. So really don't have an idea how you can perform that kind of procedure on this tiny baby. Jordan was born. We got to the hospital at around midnight, 12 o'clock something, and Jordan was born I remember 1:15. We When Jordan was in the ICU room, NICU, me and Jen, the nurses told us to go back to your room and then take a little nap. So when the doctor comes, we can go further from there. But right now we can't do much right now, so just take some rest. And we did. So the nurses came over and told us Jordan is not looking good. So you better come up right now, basically to say goodbye and everything.
Were you able to say goodbye to Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan was still breathing, just rely on the machine, but she probably already out, and I'm just trying to figure out the time frame. What happened first? What happened later?
Yeah.
Because everything just happened so quickly, and so yes, and I remember at that night with friends, our two friends, and my in-laws with my wife, Dr. friend Ravia, another couple of doctors and nurses in our room. They asked us, "Do you want that procedure done on Jordan?" But they cannot guarantee anything.
Yeah.
I think uh, the procedure I think is called ECMO. Is a lung heart bypass something I can't remember. And after discussions with doctors and friends, we decided to not do that procedure. And we didn't expect Jordan would go that fast. We didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was thinking, what's the next step? If Jordan is not healthy, if she needs heavy medical support, that means a lot of money. That means extra time and energy and on Jordan. I was just thinking all things can happen. Jordan what if she is able to live her life, but she's not a healthy baby?
Yeah.
And how can we take care of such baby? Yeah, those are the things I was thinking. And so after all, we decided, we told the doctor we choose not to do any kind of procedures. Basically, just let Jordan go peacefully. We stopped the breathing support the next day, November 30th, on a Saturday around 6 in the morning. So basically, Jordan, she lived about just a little more than a day, a whole day. After that, we the nurses say we can spend some time with Jordan. So they took us to another private room. It's very comfortable. The couch, the bed, the TV, and the crib. So yeah. So you just there and then saw Jordan turning purple, purple, and purple because she was not breathing anymore. And some other friends did come to the hospital. I want to mention another friends, Amy and Ian, and a brother from our organization. His name is Dennis. And they spend basically the whole time there with us to help us to buy food for me and Jen. So we appreciate that. And I want to mention is my in-laws they finally got to the hospital. They brought our other two daughters to the
Oh,
hospital
that's good.
to see Jordan. So they were able to see Jordan when Jordan was still breathing at the NICU, and we took pictures. My other daughters next to Jordan, and then, that's pretty sad moment to to, to see that. And want to mention the nurses also they made a board with Jordan's name on it and how much she weighed, when was she born on the board. So I thought that was pretty nice. And we spent some time after Jordan passed away. We spent some time in a private room, and there's a organization they offer free free photo. A photographer came over just to take pictures
Oh.
to just for anyway. There's a service they have.
In Salt Lake, I think the organization is called Lay Me Down to Sleep. Does that
Yes, I
sound?
think
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's it. So right, so a photographer actually came over. His name is Gordon. He's very nice. I remember took a couple pictures for us, and he said the pictures will only be black and white.
Oh.
So we did that, and the nurses came over to tell us how do we want to do Jordan's body. We want to keep it for a little more while. So we kept Jordan about that afternoon. So a few hours. We were calling those funeral homes because you need to compare prices. You know, yeah, we did call a couple of funeral homes and we picked one not far from our house. So got everything set up. We left the hospital on Saturday afternoon. It's just very weird because you were expecting going home with one more baby, but but nah. Later on, the hospital took more exams on Jordan and found out Jordan had not only the heart defect as well as Jordan had Down syndrome.
Oh.
That surprised me as well. Just by looking, Jordan, she didn't look Down syndrome to me. She looked just like a normal baby. So anyway, that's what we found out later. And I want to mention about the funeral service as well.
Yeah. Did you
We
did you decide to bury her, or did you have
so
Jordan cremated?
yeah, so lots of options. We decided just to cremate Jordan. So we went to the funeral home by our house and went through the whole thing. We even asked, are we allowed to see you basically witness
Yeah.
the whole thing? But they recommend not to because they said it's usually pretty loud and you're probably not going to handle that too well. So we decided not to watch Jordan the whole process. We decided not to watch it. So we got a little bag of ashes, tiny bag. We we bought a little wooden box to put the ash in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when you are at the funeral home, it's a business. Right? There's a catalog you can go through if you want. If you want all kinds of items you can purchase, and we decided now just keep it simple.
Yeah.
just get a little container, and that's it. So we even decided, should we even have memorial for Jordan? And then we both agree with that. So then you have to figure out the place, time, and who you're invited.
Yeah.
So we decided to use one of the meeting place. We call it a Kingdom Hall for the service.
Uh-huh.
We went to a printery to design the invitations, and I think we made probably 300 of, I can't remember, and then we did it our service. I mean Jordan's service with a live stream as well, because
Oh.
my family, they all in Taiwan,
Yeah.
so we want to include them as well. So we did that. They set up all those equipment, everything. It was live on YouTube. And the memorial service, we did it half Chinese, half English. Yeah, that's just for my family.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the place was full. We didn't have enough chairs for the people who attended.
That's how nice. How nice that people came and showed support.
Right. I didn't know, because I sat at the first row.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. The whole.
You had Jordan cremated, and you bought a nice little box. Do you keep the box with you guys, or did you have her ashes spread somewhere?
Yes, we keep the box and ashes with us still. I think it's by Jen's bedside.
Oh,
And yeah, we didn't spread the ashes anywhere, not yet. But
well,
yeah, so far it's sitting in our room.
it's good to have her by you.
Yeah.
Jem, thank you so much for coming and sharing the story of your daughter Jordan with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Jem for coming on the podcast and sharing his daughter Jordan with us and opening up about his journey through this grief. If you would like, you could head over to our website, stillapartofus.com, and there you could find the show notes, including a transcript of this interview and any resources that were mentioned. You could sign up for a short and helpful email newsletter. There you could learn how you could become a patron and support the work it takes to produce this show for just a few dollars a month. And there you can also find out how to get in touch with us if you would like to share your child's story on the show. The show was produced and edited by Winter and Lee Red. Thanks to Josh Woodward for letting us use his song, She Dreams in Blue. You could find him at joshwoodward.com. Lastly, subscribe to this podcast and share it with a friend that might need it, and tell them to subscribe. Why? Because people need to know that even though our children are no longer with us, they are still a part of us. Keep your face to the sunshine, and you cannot see a shadow. Helen Keller.